Hey guys, welcome back to Love Truck Garage. Well, it's in the low 40s today, a little bit chilly, so we're going to work inside and let's see if we can't booger weld that old Valance back together. If you saw my last video, this Valance came off the 4x4 I picked up a couple months ago. It's pretty hacked up, but I'd like to use it on the blue truck if I can. Here's my welder. It's a 10-year-old Harbor Freight Special. The sheet metal on the Valance is pretty thin stuff, but I'm going to try and pull it off. I'm going to keep the power on low and slow down the wire speed as much as I can. I haven't really used it much in the last 10 years, but let's give it a shot. I used it to build this trailer almost 10 years ago. I had a lot of fun putting that trailer together. Alright, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is make a cardboard template. I made the patch panel a little bit oversized, and I'm going to trim the valance and the patch panel together. That should make the butt welding easier since both pieces are cut the same. I used a cup wheel to clean up the edges. You want a nice clean surface to weld on. Once I had both sides of the valance cleaned up, it was time to start forming the patch. Between the bench vise and a little forming by hand, I got it pretty close. Once I had the shape down, I clamped them together and cut a fresh line through both pieces. At this point I needed to concentrate on what I was doing, so I put the camera on time lapse and went for it. I mentioned earlier how thin this metal is, and sure enough, the first time it arced, I blew a hole right through the valance. So I slowed down and just did very light taps on it and just put a bunch of little spot welds. I started using an old copper pipe I had made into a paddle. Holding the copper paddle on the back side of the weld helps you fill in the holes. The welds don't stick to the copper, and I just remember using that when I built my trailer. The whole operation was pretty messy, and I must say I really do need to upgrade my welder. Even on the lowest settings, my welder is just a little bit too much for this thin sheet metal. Now let's do a little grinding and see what we got. It's not really looking too good, but it does feel pretty solid. There it is, not very pretty, but it's one piece again. I did say booger welds, and I do think I got that covered. If you know how to weld, you know how bad these are. Well, let's knock out that other side and get this thing finished. Pretty much the same process. This side's a little bit bigger than the other side. I didn't like how this side looked when I was done, so the next morning I got up and redid this side over again. So this is day 2, and the patch is just a little bit bigger than it was before, and yeah, it's a little bit better. There's dents all over this valance, and it's never going to be perfect, but I think it's usable at this point. I would say it's definitely good enough for a parts truck, and if I ever get a new welder, I might give it another try. I hit it with a little self-etching primer, and that's going to hold it for now. Alright guys, well that's pretty much going to wrap up the video for today. And again, if you'd like a Love Truck Garage sticker, shoot me an email. The email is in the description below. And please like and subscribe. And we'll see you soon. And don't forget, t-shirts, hoodies, and trucker hats at lovetruckgarage.com.